What up, YouTube? This is Keith. I'll be there in just a second. I was having some issues with getting YouTube to connect to OBS, but I got that figured out. But I didn't get a chance to stuff my face, so I'm gonna be there in like not even 2 minutes. BRB. With the 500 f8 reflex, and I'll talk about that later. So I was holstering that on the hip, which, yeah, I'll talk about that later. And then the other machine, which is my daily carry, is the Fuji X100F. So had both of these cameras with me today and went on a little walkabout. So let me turn some lights on here. All right. That looks better. So yeah, this is my first time doing this stream for YouTube. My internet's not acting the best for some reason. Yeah, I got some things to figure out, so I'm sorry, but go ahead and feel free to jump in the chat if you want. No stress, you don't have to do that. It's kind of weird chatting up stuff at this window. Well, I don't think you can see that on your screen, but it says I have 26,000 photos. That's not right. So let's get to the right folder because I'm in all photos right now. We want to go to August Street. Oh, you know what's going on? It's still uploading all these from this morning. So let's stop that. I think that starts where? Took a lot of photos this morning, y'all. Going to stop syncing because that's taking way too long. We'll go ahead and reset the search. Okay, this is right. So this is in order from, yep. Okay, cool. So I have a lot of photos here in this contact sheet, or photo roll if you want, and not all these are bangers. In fact, I haven't looked through these yet. This will be my first time going through these photos with you, and we'll look to see now what's happening. Sorry, now I'm getting an error. It's my internet, apparently. Everything is fine as far as my computer settings and stuff. It's just it's a Monday and a Wednesday. Anyway, so on the screen there you got my camera roll from today, and I'm going to delete out photos that just aren't usable. Typically, when I'm cataloging photos, I don't really delete anything, and that's why I'm running out of space all the time. I got a hard drive here, 3 more hard drives on the desk. I got a lot of hard drives and things up in the cloud, but the ones we're going to kill are photos that are either out of focus, which is going to be probably 80% of these photos will be out of focus, and I'll explain that, or just photos that are just junk. There's no reason for them to be in there. Sometimes I end up holding down the shutter button on accident, that type of stuff. So we're going to go and just delete those, and when we delete those, we'll talk about where I was at and what I was looking at. Now, if you're new to street photography is just that. It's photographing the street. And there's lots of different ways to kind of define what street photography is, I guess. But the way I like to look at it is street photography is how, how people, it's photography of people interacting with their environment. That's what I like to look at it as. It can be kind of uncomfortable sometimes if you're taking pictures of people, and I think that's more kind of a portraiture thing or candid portraiture thing, but inadvertently, because you are taking pictures of people in their urban environment, you are taking pictures of people, and it's just always uncomfortable. An example of uncomfort was today while I was out, I didn't get accosted. I got yelled at by a security guard. We'll get into that. But anyway, this first photo is actually the last photo of the roll, I just realized. So what I want to do is go back in time. Got a lot of photos here. You see in the camera roll that some of these are black and white, and that's because I typically like to edit everything in black and white, because when I'm shooting with these two cameras, it's in black and white. Both of them are mirrorless, and so actually I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. Turn this up so you can see it. So this is, it doesn't want to behave because there's no memory card inside of it. Just believe me, both cameras, when I'm looking through them, everything is in black and white. That's the way I set it. I'm not getting any color detail, and there's a number of reasons for that. One of the reasons is that I just like to see all the tonal and contrast attributes of what I'm looking at. I think this. Oh, okay. I get what's going on. When I did the upload off the card, there were pictures from last night that I didn't unload yet. So we have pictures like this in here. This was not from the Photowalk this morning. This was from last night. The wife and I decided to go. I thought there was something going on in town, but it actually didn't turn out to be that way. So the moon was out bright. Decided to go and take a shot of it, or a few shots, as you can see here. And yeah, you can do that with this lens right here. So, but let's get to today's photos. Little doggo there. That's still yesterday morning. Oh no, this was today. I remember that guy in the hat. So I'm leaving the house, and I always have the X100 beside me on my lap, and I usually have it in manual mode, and I am playing with zone focus. What that means is that I'm setting the focus of this camera manually up to a certain distance. Usually it's about 15 to 25 feet out. And then I just hold down the shutter button out the window as I drive by a potential scene or whatever. Shooting like that's like it's like Christmas, because when I unload the card, I have no idea if the photo worked or not, because I can't look through the camera. I can't look through the camera and drive at the same time. Less want to kill myself. So I don't do that. I just kind of pray and spray, I guess. Okay. So that photo there. Also, notice how foggy the right side of this photo is. That is because of this. This is really gross. So what this is, you can see little splotches in the inside of this UV filter. This is normally what I protect this lens with, normally. But yesterday, what had happened was Maybelline, who's over here asleep, my doggy, she drooled all over it when she was in the car with me, and the camera was next to me, and it just caught all the slobber. So it gave this nice old school Vaseline soft edge effect. And I decided I didn't want that. But here you can see it again in effect. This guy ripping the front off this old salon here on Central and 10th. And yeah, that's that. All right, so let's go more of this weird slobber soft effect thing. Kind of gross. Actually, because I don't like these, I'm going to flag these for deletion. So give me one sec. Let me go back through a couple of them. I don't hate that. I'm going to keep it. Okay. Oh yeah, so I'm driving down Central. I was looking for coffee. I look over to my right, and there's just this. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a shopping cart with some stuff in it, but there's nobody around it, and so I don't know. It just looked like a good picture, and it might not be right now, but it might be later. So you never know. You gotta go and take it. So there you go. So that's what that is about. I don't like that one, so that gets rejected. That also gets rejected. And I gotta say, I've been doing the whole pray and spray thing for a while, but you never know what your composition is gonna look like. Like I can fudge it quite a bit just from muscle memory, but you never really know. So I have to go ahead and turn up the FPS so I get a lot more frames per second, because I got to take multiples to hope that the one I'm looking for is there. If I didn't know anything about composition, I wouldn't care, but once you learn about composition, it's kind of hard to go back. Now, this is another little fun street to shoot in. And this, I was actually on my, no, I was still in the car. I was getting ready to park. So I'm down at the city market, and there's a new shop opening up called Luca, I guess, and these folks were unloading it and cleaning and stuff. I'm getting ready to put new things into it. You'll see another picture later. So here's me outside the car, or in the car, getting ready to head outside. Sorry, I'm looking for my mouse cursor here, which has been acting up lately. So this is with the X100. Okay. So that's with the X100 there. I decided I needed some coffee. And so these folks also decided they needed some coffee with that Jeep Cherokee. I think it's a Cherokee. It was loud, that's all I know. It sounded badass. So I had to take a picture of it. This is from inside City Market Coffee. Decided to dive in there real quick because there weren't very many people inside. Took a couple pics while I was inside. It was messy in there. I don't know what's going on. I think they just got a shipment of stuff or something, but there was stuff everywhere. But it made for a kind of cool photo. I liked how the light was playing off everything, because you have those bright windows, or those tall windows with the light coming in through them, with not very much artificial light. There are a lot of neat shadows. Let's just say that. Took a picture of that. I'm done. I'm walking out. That's a kill. I don't know why I did that. There was a guy there eating breakfast and talking on his phone, so I think I took a couple snaps of him. Looks like 3 snaps. And here we go. So this is the 500, I believe. Yep, this is the 500. So you can see on the info card on the right, it says Nikon Z50, because that's this thing. But then it says 0mm at f/0.0. So this lens was built back in the 70s, and digital cameras don't have a way to read information off of lenses that old, because the lenses weren't feeding digital info about what they were and at what aperture and what focal length they were back in the 70s. So that's why it shows up as weird as it does. It does record the ISO and the shutter speed, because that's all in body, but it doesn't read the real camera information. And this camera lens is really, I meant lens information, but this lens is really, really unique. It's not rare or anything, it's just really unique in that it's a reflex lens. Now, I gotta say, I dropped this camera today. I was devastated, actually. Nothing's broken, but some things are damaged. This thing was immaculate before today. And it's not so much, as you can see from the top of that ring right there. This is the hood that screws off, but now that it's bent, it won't come off because I dropped it. But luckily I didn't break any of the glass or the mirrors that you can see on the inside of it. And the mirror in that donut, that hole in the middle of the element, is what makes this really unique. This is effectively a 500 millimeter telescope. So when I was shooting this morning, I don't normally bring this long lens because it's ridiculous. And for instance, this is 24 millimeters versus the 500, but I brought it because I wanted to see how well I could snipe during a photo walk, see what it was like, and we'll talk about that. But this is one of the many issues with this lens is that it's locked at f-stop of 8. In fact, you can see it right there. All right, it's locked at that. It's locked at 500 because it's at 500 prime, but it's also locked out at f8. So I can't really change my focal depth, which and because this isn't feeding me any information to the camera to let me know if I'm in focus or not, I'm kind of like really just hoping I get a shot. Luckily, this is mirrorless and I can see what the shot's going to look like in my eye, and I can double up the zoom with one button. But even then, it's very hard to hold a 500 focal length lens still by hand during the daytime. So a lot of things are going to be out of focus, just like this picture right here. And on your screen, it may not look out of focus, but if it does, it's because it's back focused to hell. And what back focusing is the fact that this lady, with her flower sticking out of her pocket and her City Market coffee, a very big coffee, she's a little blurry. One, she's moving, that's just fine. But look at the back of the picture. Like, these lines here on the fence are crisp lines. She's soft. That's back focusing. If this trash can on the right, sorry, the other right, the left here, if that was in focus and she was blurry, then it would have been front focus. But I just back focused because it was a hard scene to shoot from the other end of the City Market. That's how far this lens reaches. It's kind of badass. It's like a football field and a half or whatever, easy. Maybe. Anyway, so that one gets a kill. Marking that one off because you can't see anything. And this is back in the X100. I don't know why it's not in black and white, but that's okay. Again, what I was looking at when I took this photo was actually, I like the warm oranges here. I know there's no oranges, there's apples. But I like the reds and oranges here, but I also liked how these shadows played. So let's play with this a bit since I remember what I was thinking when I took the photo. I'm going to straighten this guy out. I guess that's what I consider straight automatically. Yep. Straighten this guy out. I'm going to throw it back in black and white, make sure my tones are correct. You can't see the histogram on your screen, but everything's on the left side of it. That means that there's a lot of dark values, which is what I want. But I want some contrast. I'm going to push the highlight. Nope, no, I'm not. Bring the highlights down a bit. Push the whites up a bit. Maybe pull the exposure up a bit. I want to correct the rotation of this picture, but in fact I am going to. I know it's telling me that it's the other way was straight, but it's not. This looks a little better. This is actually horizontally correct because everything's on the slant at the City Market, but unless you're standing there, you won't know that. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that what's in front is actually horizontally correct. Horizontally pleasing. That's pleasing. I like that. All right. Let's go back to edit, pull the black and white off. Before, after, it's just a little darker, looks a little less faded, a little bit more, the black's a little bit more richer, but you do lose detail in the blacks because of that. But that's the way I think the picture looked when I took it, so that's the way I'm going to leave it. Anyway, let's go to another picture. And I didn't mention this because I think it's in the description, maybe the title, but this is Photoshop Lightroom. So If you've never used this program before, it's a part of the Adobe Creative Cloud suite. I think it's like $9 a month to use. It's super, super cheap. I'm paying about 20 something for this, but that's because I also have 2 terabytes of cloud backup and half of it's full. Here's another picture here. With this one, I'm not going to do any manual editing because I have presets saved, my own custom presets. I'm going to use my Sunny and KC. Now I'm going to use the Sunny and KC flip preset and then just bring that exposure up a touch. Yeah, about 1/3 of a stop. That's beautiful, y'all. That's a keeper. All right. I like that. So let's go back. This guy was working the city market. He was doing some cleaning. Got a guy and his dog. That picture's a little soft. No, it's good. Sometimes Lightroom takes a bit to, no, I don't want to get into that. If you know Lightroom, you know it. Okay, so this is one of the shops. It's a barber shop there. It's a couple photos because I thought it was an interesting look. It should be in black and white because that's how I saw it, but for some reason it's not wanting to do that automatically, so I think what I'm going to have to do is change it back and do a quick edit. I like this one. Okay. Let's go back to that preset. Sunny and KC flip. Pull the exposure up. It's kind of dark. Alright, I think that looks pretty good there. We'll straighten it a bit. I don't like this outer edge, I just really want what's in the window. Okay. This needs more, I think, color correction and such, and it sucks that I didn't use a polarized filter, a circular polarizer, but I'm just walking and shooting. By the way, the whole photo walk today was, I parked at the city market, walked all the way to wherever the movie theater's at, wherever the Alamo used to be at, and then I walked back. I tried to get on a scooter, but it ran out of power, so then I just said F it and I walked back. Anyway, save those settings, save those settings. Oh damn it, I didn't mean to do that. Copy, paste, paste. Okay, so here's that shop I was just talking about earlier. Not the barber shop, but the one that I saw when I was still in the car. At this point, I'm across the street shooting east into this new shop. You can see a lot of the clothes on racks that they're putting up. In fact, when I came back at the end of this little shoot, that place was full. They made quick work. I don't know where they were moving from, but they're pretty efficient. This is the taco shop, taco company, KC Taco Company. Again, I like how the light was playing off the windows into the walls and their bar, so took that photo. Got a lady here with their kid playing. This is out of order, actually. This is another 500 mil shot, I think. Yep. And Lightroom, for some reason, kind of mixes the order because I think the time that I have for the clock in this camera isn't the same as what it is in the other camera. So when it uploads to Lightroom, sometimes it's out of order. This one's out of order, but these two were playing while I was waiting for my coffee, so I decided to go ahead and take some shots. See how much back focusing is going on here. Like, neither of those two are in focus. So kind of sucks. I'm not always shooting for like super crisp, where I can like see someone's eyelashes type sharpness or whatever, but it has to be usable, the photo. Alright. This looks like a Fuji shot X100. Nope, it's actually the 500. That's pretty damn sharp for the 500. And I say that because, again, it's hard to get your focal length correct. When you're shooting halfway down the mall at the city market, you just can't see if you're in focus or not. You can't. So you kind of have to just know where, I don't know, where 50 meters is at, where 70 meters is at. Like, you just kind of have to get used to it. I've been practicing with the lens, so I'm proud of myself for just the fact that this guy's in focus. So let's see. There you go in color. Kind of noisy because I had the camera on auto ISO. Maybelline's now sitting underneath my legs. None of these guys are in focus, but this guy next to him. Oh, and one of the hard things too when shooting with such a long focal length, but shallow depth of field is holding the camera still. Like, this thing needs a tripod, even in the middle of the day. Like, it's just a bear to hold handheld. That's a good pick there. Better if he was looking at me. All right, so I left the city market at this point, and I'm walking up Main Street? No. Grand. I'm walking up Grand, I think. And that's not right either. Anyway, I'm walking up the street. I'm walking toward downtown, and just taking a couple photos, hoping that the light plays well. I don't think it actually did, but you can see our fair city, at least some of it. Lady walking toward me, way the hell down. I think she had a doggo with her, but that thing is way out of focus. She looks like Superman's mom from Justice League from this far out. Still out of focus. I think at this point I was just holding the button down, hoping that she would walk into focus. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, because ass cheeks suddenly showed up in the photo. You'll see here in the next frame, I think. Okay, well, it's still out of focus. You can't really tell. But there are cheeks in this photo somewhere. All right. So that's a bummer. That whole sequence right there sucks. Nothing's really in focus, and that's, I mean, it's all soft focus because it's the beginning of the shoot, and it's just hard to get focus with that lens. But that's the point of this whole process, right? It's the kind of experiment and practice and learn the muscle memory it takes to actually get a good shot every once in a while. So I'm going back through these and deleting them. Okay, so back to the X100, 23 millimeter. Standing in the middle of the street to get that shot. As far as street photography goes, there's nobody in this shot, but I wanted the picture, so I took it. Like, when you're on a photo shoot, you're just kind of shooting whatever is going to captivate your imagination, right? Or hopefully the viewer's imagination. But I'm shooting to please myself. For instance, this photo right here. So there's a building. Let me get the name of it. I had never noticed that this shop was here, at least with these windows. It's very unique, so I got a shot of it, hoping that it would turn into a picture, a photograph. So let's straighten it a bit. Shoot it black and white. That's what Adobe thinks it should look like as far as the exposure. A little much. You can see I'm wearing the shirt I got from Blip. In the reflection there. There I am. Okay. You know what? I think that's good. Let's recrop. Nope. Nope. I used to just use all the standard crop ratios, but then I realized they're boring. Okay. Something here is locked. There we go. It's at the top locked. Yeah. So the right side of this picture needs to go. The right side of the photo, because the white part's kind of distracting, but I'll deal with that with geometry. Because you have so many photos to look at, I'm just gonna mark this one as something to save and work on later, and then we'll do that. But right now, let's see what we got here. So I'm on 8th and Walnut, not Main, Walnut. I'm on 8th and Walnut, and looking south towards the city. This is a 500 mil shot of that big red brick tower. There you go. That's a better, see the copper trim up top. I don't really know what this building is, but there's a couple more shots of it. Those are actually fairly, yeah, those are very sharp. Slightly noisy because again the high ISO, but yeah, that's great. I like that. Okay, let's see what else we got. I'm not keeping these, so let's delete these. Oh yeah, the Commerce Bank Tower. It's sharp. I think I was just seeing how far this thing could reach. Okay, earlier I was talking about back focus. There you go. Uh-oh, I got a alert that I got a scam call. Those are always fun. So, back focus, right? The stools, the table, everything at the blue line, great focus. It's sharp, but she's not. And she, in this case, was the subject of the shot. So it's a bad photo. There you go. That's what it should look like. All right. I don't know what that is, but that's why I'm going through here, killing things. What is that? Am I zoomed in? No, I don't know what that is. Anyway, let's see. So now I am up on on 8th, looking down at Walnut. Now I'm looking up 8th. We had some construction going on, so there's a scaffold there. I thought I might make an interesting photo, but I wasn't really feeling it then. I'm not feeling it now. What I was feeling was the architecture above my head. I thought that might make for a cool photo. So I was taking it a couple different ways, landscape and portrait. Came out landscape both ways in this, but yeah, I thought that might make a strong photo. I think of the two, it's this one. Nope. Let's see if any of these looks better. That's kind of badass. That'd be fun to play with. Hey, mommy's home. All right, y'all. So the wife just got home, so I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna love on her for a little bit, and then we'll kind of go back through these and kind of finish up. I say finish up. We really just got started, but hold on a second. Streaming's hard, y'all. Streaming's hard. So I'm back, kinda. We're gonna go over these photos that I took this morning here in downtown Kansas City, and we're gonna kind of see what's worth keeping and what's not, because I got 760 of these things to go through. So we're gonna fly through this. We're gonna fly through this. So let me turn this music down real quick so I can hear things. All right, there we go. And yeah, thanks for your patience. It looks like I lost everybody, which why wouldn't I? I'd be bored too if I came back and just said BRB for the whole time. But if you did stick it out, I appreciate that. So yeah, chat. I'm out with two cameras, the X100F and the Z50 with this massive 500mm reflex. There you go, 500mm f8. Locked at f8 lens. And we were sniping today. So there's one right there. I was going to talk about these in order, but it didn't work out that way because of the way the uploads work off these two different cards. They're on the same time thing. But this is a shot I was hoping to look at, hoping to run into. This is a Skyline at R32, I believe. Or is that a 33? Chat, help me out. That was just parked on the street. It didn't have a license tag on it, but it had like a little temporary in the window. And yeah, it was this real sick shade of like titanium, gunmetal, silver, whatever. And yeah, I took more photos with my phone than I did with the camera. But yeah, it's a badass car. Funny thing is, when I went to go get coffee later, I ran into another one of these parked in the bottoms. But apparently there's a Skyline Club in Kansas City. So I am above I-70. No. Yes, I'm above I-70 at this point, shooting westward, I think, with the 500s to see if it picked up anything. I guess it did. Let's see what this guy looks like with some touches. I like that. Let's apply a preset. Boom. This guy's talking. He's like, babe, there's this dude up on the overpass shooting at me with a camera. What else did we get from that? Well, that's a kill. Copy those settings and apply those here to see if it's in focus. Not quite. You can still tell what's happening though, so you know why not. That's actually a much better picture as far as focus is concerned. Oh, there's that other Skyline pic. Damn, that thing is hot. I'm a big fan of Skylines. Sick. Yeah, it's a R32 or 33. You know what? We're gonna find out right now what this is. What is this? Skyline R32. Yeah, it's R32. R32 two-door. I think this is a GTS or R. What did it say? I don't think there was a badge on the back, so I couldn't tell you if it was GTR or just GTS. But it's a pretty rare car. Okay, I got a guy working down there at the end of the street, taking multiple photos to see if I can get that focus tight. Him walking away from me. Now, I had a hard time seeing him in my viewfinder when I took this pic, but I'm glad it turned out. I'm getting better. Let's lighten that a bit. I'm having issues with my mouse sensitivity or resolution. Okay. That's cool. trying to chase jets with 500 millimeters. I missed it. And we're right there next to Charles B. Wheeler Airport, so I didn't actually see the planes taking off, but every once in a while you'd hear them reverberate through the buildings, all the jet exhaust, and look up real quick, try to take a pic. But I think I only had 2 attempts at this, and this first one was pretty much a fail. It sucks because I put in effort to try to grab that photo by just quick drawing down, the focus on this thing, which is the whole barrel, and it's kind of touchy. More so after I dropped it today, but yeah, 500 millimeters, something that's small in the sky, it's really hard to find it. So I'm not surprised I missed all these. Finding the moon at night is really hard to do. But because I put in so much effort, it sucks that I have to delete those, but I don't need to crowd that space. What is the shift A? Okay, so this is the McCown Gordon. I think it's an architecture firm. Maybe it's a marketing firm. Yeah, that's sick. I like that. Okay, so somebody walked. There's a dog park downtown. Well, there's a couple dog parks downtown, but this one, people were walking towards it for like 15 minutes straight, so I took a couple shots. I guess she was walking away from it. She had her pooch there with her. So that is the 500, I believe, because the reach is good. Yeah, so I was probably a block and a half away from these two with that shot. Again, it's like not really street photography. It's like street sniping with that lens. This is the dog park from still about a block and a half away, and the lady was just letting her dog do dog things in the dog park while she was checking her messages or whatnot. Other guy doing pretty much the same thing, just on the phone. I had to say the sun was coming off of my left side, so I was shooting kind of into it. At this point, I had switched from my eyeglasses to my sunglasses so I could better make out the images in the viewfinder. So these are a little bit sharper as a result of that. Sharper than the previous images. So here's me on Walnut looking south. There you go. It's our downtown here in Kansas City if you haven't been. I mean, that's a street in downtown. Downtown's quite larger than that. Alright, so here's a street photography photo. Woman, I think, with their coffee. So this one I just kind of waited actually in the middle of the street and just pointed. It's okay. I think I had to get out of the street. I would have liked it more if she was next to these scooters. Let's see if a crop will make this redeemable or not. Kind of thinking it won't. Let's see, if we play with the shadows a bit, we might get a little bit more drama. The rest of the picture is already really dark. Let's try masking here as well. Sometimes the masking jacks with the sharpening in such a way that it actually makes things softer than they should be. So I'm going to check that real quick. It's actually better looking that way. I don't know. Chat, tell me what you think of that photo there. Is it a keeper or should I kill it? On to the next one. I can tell you right now, I don't like the perspective in this photo. I know what I was going for, but I don't like that one. This one's out of focus. That's a kill. Kill. I don't know why I was shooting. That must have been pretty far. Oh, that's the KCP&L tower. Yeah, so I think I saw where I thought I could maybe shoot the top of it from where I was at, and I missed it. Oh, there's the top of it. But straight, I still missed it. Anyway, the fact that I could get that from where I was at's cool, but you have no reference from without a video or whatever. I did take some video today, so hopefully I'll get that up after we get these photos done, and then edited, it'll make sense. Let's see. I think you can see what I was going for there. A lot of light reflecting off of the building since it was kind of early. It was 9 in the morning, 9:09, 27 a.m. So we had some nice light playing off of some of the buildings there. I'm going to capture that. It was not quite high enough to bounce into the street very much, so I didn't get any of those type of shots, at least over here. But I was looking for those. And then, you know, when you're out shooting street, always remember to look up. You never know what kind of shapes and lines you'll see. Oh, there's a dog. I felt something brush against my leg and I didn't see Maybelline. It scared me.
Stretch.
So yeah, don't be afraid to look up. Might see some cool lines, might see some cool shapes, maybe some cool textures.
Bird poop. Some bird poop.
Yeah, you'll definitely see some bird poop, especially around those garages. But anyway, this pic here, before, after, that's with my Sunny KC preset. I'm going to be using that preset a lot through this because it was nice and sunny today, and it's just my go-to. It's mine. I didn't find that recipe someplace. That's what I made up. So if you're interested in it, let me know, and I'll think about sending it to you. Okay, what else do we got? So now we have tint. I don't know why I shot that. Oh, there's people doing construction there, I think. I think that's what I was aiming for. Then a car decided to do car things. Yeah. Okay, so we had a little bit of activity here on 10th and Main, or just to the east of the library. People were still walking to work into that pharmacy on the left side of the street, but only a little bit. So I started hammering off shots with the X100. I believe that's what this is here. Yeah, so I'm not sniping at this point. Now I'm kind of in the middle of it. That shot's just blurry. Where's a snipe? Hold on. I don't know why that didn't focus up. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to kill that one. I think that's angled a little weird. Should have been in the middle of the street, but traffic wasn't so dead that I could do that. So that's still 10th and Main, but I'm shooting from 2 streets to the east. Back at the East folks walking across the street, but they're out of focus. And they're not even in the picture, except his New Balances. I'm gonna make a photo out of that. Hold on.
I got it.
Chat, I know you saw that in the camera. Trying to carry all that shit with the door closed. My headphones just broke because that's what headphones do. I can never keep a pair of headphones. Anyway, let's see. This one I remember having trouble getting in focus, so this one's back focused quite a bit. I'm still standing on the same corner shooting down a whole block, but the focus is a whole other block over. You see that at the top here? He's soft. Well, I'll do it this way. He's soft. but it's getting sharper, 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 crispy, like all the way down there. That's where it's in focus. Meh, sucks, but that's how it worked out. And spinning that dial fast enough. This thing, by the way, isn't autofocus. I'm manually focusing this the whole time, so I had trouble getting the focus in there. Which sucks, because his shoes are marvelous. Look at those shoes. I was trying to get it in focus, but I missed it.
Nice.
Shiny, shiny.
PDA. See you in a bit.
Alright, babe. My phone. Alright, shooting back on Main Street. Lady walking in front of me. Where the hell she's going, nobody cares. There we go. Again, I was looking for those shapes and those lines. I think I kind of found it with this photo here, but I have to kind of play around a bit. I don't know what that sound was, but neither the dog or myself liked it. Okay, so moving on. I don't need 8 versions of that photo. Okay, sorry. Alright, so there's this fountain here off 10th Street. There you go. Usually there's a ton of people here earlier than where I was at, or when I was there. But the library there isn't open, and they would feed folks, which is kind of cool. And then on top of that, the buses just weren't going. That's actually a bus stop, a huge bus stop. Not today. And one. Trying to get him again. I was waiting for him to walk into the focus. He never actually did. It's close. Yeah, never got him in focus. I mean, he's in focus, but not sharp focus. But that's still kind of a cool photo. Love those Crocs, though. And I must be the only man on Earth that bought Crocs that are too small. Everybody's Crocs seem to just kind of fit loosely. I see the back of his straps kind of moving around when he steps. Mine are so tight. I hate it. Alright, so trying to get these guys when they're having this conversation, because I don't think they knew each other, but they're having a conversation like it. Well, anyway. So I got her in focus with the dog, but then the dog's out of shot. So then I was like, F it, let's get him. Escape the fate. He didn't escape this shot. There it is. Okay, so folks, when I'm doing street, when I'm shooting street, I'm always kind of looking for a little bit of eye contact. I don't know what it is about it, but like, I don't know. It feels naughty, and I love it. And this is a keeper, as I would say. This is actually it's not really a keeper. It would be a keeper if the lighting was better, which I have no control over that. All I could do is wait for him to walk into light, and I don't remember there being much available on that block right there. You can see it at the top of the photo, the next block up. But I have control over that, and then it would be better if I was shooting down a little bit more to where you could see his shoes, like this shot here. That's even better. That's even better. But what else, man? I'll take it. That's what Adobe says it should be. Darken it up. Let's keep going. Not sure what I was doing there. Oh, okay. So there's people here, Edgar Rizzololos or whatever it's called, Harsfield's, chatting it up, and I thought I might make kind of a cool photo, but they're in the shade. and they didn't really stand out. There wasn't enough contrast, so they get lost. But I said, fuck it, I'll walk over there. Oh, there's that guy again. So to turn back around and do some more tracking, which is so hard to do with that lens. This lady here, I thought she was making eye contact, but apparently she wasn't. Oh well. That's definitely a snipe. I would say that's from like a walkout. High noise though. You can see it's very, very noisy. Even in black and white. One of the bus stops here. These are always kind of fun to shoot. There's always a lot of people doing their own thing. This lady, I think, saw me. Looks like she could have. I love the expression on her face here. Like, what are y'all talking about? I mean, body language wise, it looks like there's something going on. Let's see the frame before. Yeah, hands are going up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there, but that's a story. That's kind of fun. Got to capture that and make up a story all of our own. I'm going to frame in a little bit with the crop tool here. Yeah, that's fun. We'll keep that one. Oof. Look at her expression here. She ain't having it, man. That's fun too. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. But hey, whatever. So here we go. Thought the sun was landing on this guy quite nicely. I don't know if I moved. And hold on, let's find more. Okay, I did move. I decided that if he was going to be on his phone, chances of him moving were going to be probably slim to none, and I was liking how the sun was hitting him, so I moved and took a couple more shots. I guess one more shot. Let's see how this turned out. Fairly sharp. This is what the X100 it looks like, not the Nikkor. Let's have a play, shall we? So again, going to black and white because I like to adjust the tones first. Oh, you know, before we go black and white, my preset, Sunny and KC, this is what the photo would look like using that preset. This is what Adobe thinks the photo should look like. This is what it looks like out of the camera. And now we are going to adjust it. So let's see. What's that? Go to black and white. It's kind of a sepia look at the moment, but that's okay. What you're doing right now is trying to pull the contrast up. So I'm going to pull the highlights up a bit. Just don't want to clip him. No clipping. It's good. I don't want to lose everything as far as in the shadows either. Let's straighten this real quick because it's bothering me. I like to use the auto straightening tool, but it doesn't always work well, especially when trying to figure out what's straight coming out of the X100. And it's not that this camera is not good or anything. This camera is excellent. It's just that it's such a wide angle, 23 millimeters, that it's bending the outside of the edges, or the edges toward the outside of the picture. And so to fix that, we have to play with the geometry, and I'm not doing that right now because we have a lot of photos to go through. So I'm just going to do some simple editing. Okay. Bring the contrast or the exposure up again. And we're going to crop in. Actually, I have a custom crop here at 3.44 by 144. It's nice and wide. I like this aspect ratio because I have a 35-inch monitor and it fills up the whole damn thing. You don't have that, sorry, but or if you do, you should try that. It's great. I just want to see where he looks the best. Aspect ratio's locked in. I'm having some mouse issues lately, so that took so long. Okay, that looks good. Pull the color back into it. Photo effects, push the texture up a bit, and call it a day. So before, after. I like it. Okay, moving on. Birdie up there. Yeah, we have some really cool architecture in this city. I mean, most downtowns do if you live in a city of some type of any age, right? But yeah, our city's pretty cool sometimes when you decide to look up. I don't know the name of this building. I should have written it down, but I was kind of thinking I was in a hurry when I started this photo walk this morning. So this is just me again looking up, taking shots of the edges of these skyscrapers and whatnot. And I was just talking to my wife about this corner. So this is Walnut, and I think it's 8th Street. I got yelled at earlier. Oh, it's 11th and Walnut. So inside of that building, like if you look past the light pole and you walk in between these two gentlemen, there's a sculpture back there. You see that? As long as I've lived here, I've never seen that sculpture. There's like corn. Actually, let me see if I can zoom in some more here. There's like corn and vegetables and things. I just have never seen that sculpture before. And so I wanted to walk in there and check it out, and I did, and got booted because apparently you're not supposed to walk into this UMB Bank Plaza. There's no signage or anything saying you're not supposed to walk up there, but man, the guy and the security guard and I had a talk. I'll explain that later, but it made part of my day interesting. Let's see, I'm gonna go with Adobe's, move here. Got this guy on the phone, but he's completely shaded. Let me think what the crop that would make for an interesting street photograph. I like to keep the light poles in the picture. Yeah, that's not interesting. All right, well, let's keep moving on. Yeah, so there I was trying to see if the light would play off those guys, well, you know, shadows and things, create some depth, but it didn't. Me sniping here. So this could be interesting with the crop. I wish it wasn't so noisy, but I bet with the crop, it's a better photo. Oof. That red donut there is vibrantly bright and annoying. That donut is the bokeh from this lens because, well, look at it. Right? It's a big mirror. So that middle part's another mirror. It's just facing the other way. Light's kind of bouncing past the front mirror, off the back mirror, into that middle element there, that dark part, into the sensor. And as a result, the out of focus highlights take on that donut shape. Very, very different. All right, let's keep going. That's a better photo, especially since we're making lovely eye contact there. I'm gonna keep that one. These guys were hard working, man. The smell down there was incredibly terrible. These guys were like in it. I think it was just wastewater or something, bro. They're trying to do some repairs. Alright. That's okay. These two shots I shot from the viewfinder. The neighbors' kids next door up to things. This one, I don't know what that is. Kill. 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 Nobody wants a picture of the back of an old man's head. I thought this little plaza down here was interesting. So I took pictures of it. You can see there's lots of lighting Oops, what did I do? Lots of little lights down toward the bottom of the picture. And at night I'm sure they're lit. So I gotta go back there and see what it looks like. Might make for a cool photo spot. I don't recall where I saw this. It's in focus, but it's behind a fucking truck. I'm just assuming this is the same guy. And that lighting is awesome. That's moody. Compared to this one, I like that one much more. Save that one too. All right. By the way, chat, if you're just tuning in, my name is Keith. I'm stuffing my face. I'm a street photographer, freelance photographer here in Kansas City. So I really like street photography and I try to get out when I can. I've been on break for a while because of some other issues. But now I'm getting back into it. I decided why not jump online and share it. So if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. I'm trying to keep up with them. And yeah, we can learn some things together. Lovely. So yeah, I've been lately trying to get photos where people, a part of their anatomy is obscured in some way that makes for an interesting photograph, and usually ends up with people being headless. And I'm just happy that this one turned out because I was waiting for it. Like you could see him there, he goes there and he's walking towards it, and I only had 2 frames apparently to get it. And I don't have my camera turned up on high speed as far as its shutter, so it was kind of just press your luck. And I pressed it twice, but it worked out. Stoked. Let's see, these 2. Oh yeah, I had to move out of their way today, so should have took their picture from the front. There's that dude again, cleaning his things. Actually, look at all the chromatic aberration. Okay, I fixed it. Nah. I thought that might make for a cool photo. Where are they? Here? But being in, I'm not a fan of the low contrast, so they're in the shade. Let's see if we crop in. We'll go ahead and unlock our aspect ratio. This is like a 3:4, just vertical. Alright, so go there. Go black and white, so we're playing with values right now. Let's see if we can push more contrast without completely blowing out this picture. So there's all my highlights that are clipping. Yuck. So there's that. And the reason, by the way, that I cropped out the left side of this photo is because that's where all the actual natural highlights lay in the photo. And it's taking away from the contrast and the shadows, so I just killed it, just chopped it right off. That way we're not seeing so much of it. And it keeps all that blown out data from just taking away from the overall image. Let's throw some color back into it. Okay, so that we might be able to use that, but still not a strong picture. I guess the question is, does it make for a good street photograph? Yeah, why not? People walking across the street. Street photo. So here at the bus stop, I think that's an X100 shot. Yeah. So I'm pretty much standing in the street shooting at him. Whoa there, Moody. That's a cool picture right there. I'm going to keep that one. Oops. Yeah, this sequence turned out real well. Shooting into the shadows with the 500, or shooting into the highlights, it's a light, I guess, from the shadows, works real well with that 500. And I took a lot of photos of that guy. I can't keep them all. The question would be, which one is the most expressive? Apparently I thought that one was. Yeah, I don't know. Like the lines, the angles of the street sign and the building, that perspective there. I like it. There's that guy again with his hands in his pockets. Was he just walking around the block? I'm trying to think of the order of things, because the upload order isn't the same as the actual chronological order from this morning. So did I meet him? Did I run into him before and take those pictures and then? I don't know. Her hair being lit like that's awesome. The hair light. These two having a smoke. So the order in this is way, way off. I know I said that a few times, but the order in which these photos are uploaded, because I took this way before this. I remember that now. And she's back focused in this picture. That's a delete. Anyway, these two ladies were out having a smoke. So, got a couple snipes in. Oh yeah, this guy here was kind of... Is that a camera? What is that? What is this? Anyway, he was kind of hiding in the shade, I think, trying to get on his phone. The sun was real bright. So, that's what these are about. That's me being patient and waiting for once. You see if he'd step out a little bit, and then he didn't, so I moved. That's through... Oh. That picture is me shooting through the light rail trolley that came by. That's what that is. All right. So I'm not taking a break per se, but I am going to do a quick promo. I think. Maybe. Never mind. If you're watching, you're watching. If you're not, you're not. Watch it later. No big. I'm doing street photo stuff. So let's continue going. Okay. Yeah, there's the train. You kind of see the driver on the right side of this picture, the silhouette of them going by at 30 miles an hour. But there we go. Man, that's wonderfully sharp. Crispy. It's crispy. Focus is crispy. Lady at the bus station. It was on me like a hawk, actually. Okay, so this one is a shot at Slotsky's that I waited for. The sun was kind of bouncing off one building, and then just shining through the opening between two others to create this triangle of light here. And I wanted somebody in it, but that scooter was in the way, so I was trying to figure out the best way to shoot that thing. So I just kind of shot a sequence here. That would be the one. And that whole sequence, that would be the one. Let's brighten this guy up a little bit. Push our whites up. Jump the highlights a bit. Sorry, my mouse. Yeah. Stunner. Stunner. Alright, let's keep going. The Grand. I don't even know I did that. It's a delete. There's nothing worth keeping there or there. Or there. What am I shooting at here? This guy was on his phone for a long time. It's making my neck hurt doing that whole thing. Yeah. I mean, whatever. It's a photo of a person, but not really all that interesting. This, however, all that reflective light shining up the parking garage on the right is pretty cool. And then you can kind of see it bouncing off the apartment building to its left. I like that. Let's see. This was somebody's throwing out their trash, I guess, so I thought it might make for a cool photo. Let's see which one of these. I'm kind of surprised at how sharp it is in the foreground, because I didn't stand still for this. I was kind of moving the whole time. I know that's dark, but I kind of like it that dark. I'll have to stay that dark for now. Okay, and then this. I did not know that there were like these little bird and bee. They're not stickers. I don't know what you call those, but they're in this little plaza across from where I was just shooting. All throughout it. It's pretty neat. I never noticed it before, so there you go. That's what it looks like. This guy's waiting to cross the street. Trying to get this bird who flew at me, missed it. More folks at the bus stop. These girls having a good time. Oh, is that bed bugs? What's up with their legs? Oh man, these girls are girls. I thought they were adults. I mean, they could be. Trying to get to the bus stop. Shooting with their hands. That's what she's doing, right? Totally doing that. Like on their way to school at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday. Wow, that turned out real well. And that has interest, I think, just because of what he's holding in his hand. A tomato. Looks like a tomato. I don't really know. Oh yeah, I took a picture of this because this lady was carrying a car seat with no baby and was running. I really don't know what was happening here, but probably wasn't good. Kill, 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 kill. So this power and light sign here, it's a cool sign, but it sucks that there's no real way to get a good picture of it from that corner because those street lights are there. It's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate placement, but it is what it is. All right, let's see here. What? Okay. Oh yeah, this lady, I think, stared me down. I had to walk away. No, maybe she didn't. I thought she did. So there's reflective light coming off the building behind me in front of this polished nail salon, but I'm not sure if the photos I was taking came out or not. And looking at it, that bus stop placard right in front kind of kills the composition a bit. It's just a lot of vertical shit happening in a photo that should be more horizontally composed. There we go. I'm going to remember my hotkeys. Alright, so case in point. Get my mouse to work. Yeah, I think that's better. I like that sequence. Not much going on there. Alright, so that's a kill. Looks like a woman waiting at the bus stop on her phone. She looks exhausted. Waiting for the bus is an exhausting thing. Chat, let me know if you've had to wait for public transportation. That's not the best. This was a plaza that I was standing in front of when I was getting these shots, and I thought it looked really cool with the way the light was ping-ponging off stuff, so that's why that's there. Box office at the Midland. 1228 Main Street. If you want to look it up on Google Maps to see where I was at. This guy, this fella on the phone. I mentioned before front focus at the beginning of this, but I didn't have any examples, but this is an example here. So this sign that he's standing just behind is in focus, is way sharper than he is. See that? Sharp, 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 soft, 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 soft. So that's a little bit of front focusing. Whatever. Not that big of a deal. Now, oh no, it's back focus. I gotta work on that. Yeah, that's way back focused. I didn't even attempt to fix focus either. He's just at. Oh, okay, there we go. A little better. This lady was on her phone texting somebody that I was taking her picture, like, please come over here and make him stop. So this is facing back down toward that plaza where the chair was at, which should be off on the left side of the photo if I had the ability to come back a little bit. Again, I'm using prime lenses out here, but if that 500 had a means to pull back, you would see it. The Midland again. Oop, her again. David, what's up, dude? Yeah, public transport in KC takes so long. So long. Luckily, I don't have to jack with that too much, but man, I wish that I did. I wish that it was something that I could rely on for what I need to do. But, you know, it is the way it is. Kansas City's kind of built around its transportation. I mean, the U.S. is built around its transportation means. It is what it is. Alright, so this would have made for a great photo. She's looking my direction, but the focus is way too soft. Like overall, it's just creamy. Don't like it. Let's see here. I don't know what these were. I know somebody was walking into the shop. Oh, okay, I think I ended up... Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah? What's up, Abby? Everybody's jumping on. What's up, fam? Was this the Hey, David, the transportation in Seattle, was it just faster, more efficient? What was like the big difference there between how it is here? Because here it's like, I mean, I don't know how much a monthly pass is, but damn, like Uber's so much faster. And Abby, how are you doing? I am on here. If you're just tuning in, maybe you've been watching for a while, but just kind of going through the photos I took this morning downtown and figure out what I want to keep and what I want to murder. I was playing with the new lens today, this 500 prime, and trying to see what shots I could get with it because it's manual and it's so hard to focus. But I got some decent shots here. Street photography shots anyway. Look at this woman here who is hard on her book. She was writing furiously. I haven't tried taking photos with this big ass thing, but I need to. Well, if it makes you feel any better, this is my first time streaming to YouTube, so I've had some issues this morning. I started and it broke. It's still acting all funny, but hey, you know what you know. David says more efficient, block streets for bikes and buses for... Oh, no. Companies paid for bus passes. Well, yeah, it sounds like Seattle definitely has their shit together as far as that's concerned. They block the streets for bikes. That's... Yeah, KC's awful for that. I mean, at least we don't have, like, crazy traffic jams like some other big cities, I guess, but as far as, like, having to rely on a car, it's pretty shitty. You're at work? Are the both of you at work right now? Because if you are, I appreciate you stopping by, but don't get in trouble. Anyway, let's do a couple more of these. Oh yeah, this is just me turning it into color from black and white. But yeah, her head was very vibrant. I had to take a picture of that. That was a snipe from 500 out. Let's see. Mission Taco Joint. Mission Taco. I'm a little hungry. That sounds delicious, actually. Mission Tacos. All right, so here's me looking up again with the X100, trying to see if there's any interesting lines. There's somebody who I thought was interesting and apparently didn't get him in focus. Oh, you're working from home. Right on, man. Yeah, that's obviously what I'm doing right now is I'm working from home. I'm not actually working right now, just kind of doing this, but yeah, the work from home life. It's a blessing and a curse, but I ain't mad at you, man. I am not mad at you. Oh. Well, meanwhile, Abby has a meeting in 10 minutes. Dude, don't get in trouble. I appreciate you stopping in. That's amazing. How's the new job, by the way? I got to give you a chat and a call, maybe meet up over coffee or something like that so you can catch me up on what's been going on. I've been hiding in my own hole, obviously. I haven't talked to anybody, and so I'm so behind. But I'm ready to get ahead, for sure. All right, so here's me walking up 11th Street, I believe. Guy was out having a smoke. You can see the KCPL building in the background, way back up there. Right? Yeah, David agrees, man. That work from home life is the shit. Until it isn't. But I guess you could say that about everything. And this guy had a great look, but I kept missing it apparently, so that's a kill. And these are all kills too. Okay, so this is in front of the posh blow dry salon. Is that Main Street? I think it's Main Street. Oh man, before that was in black and white, I would have swore that that was completely clipping in the highlights, but it's not. Nope, it's not. You can't see the histogram on your screen, but it's not clipping at all. Amazing. Alright, let's see what else we got there. Man, and that's the story of our lives, right? If you wear glasses and have to wear a mask, I mean, you're always touching your damn face. I don't know how we stay healthy at all. Like, it sucks enough that we have to touch our face because of glasses, but I feel like the mask makes us touch our faces even more. Or at least that's me. I can't speak for everybody else, but what she's doing right there was me the whole time I was out there. Especially when it gets hot and humid. Like, if you live in Kansas City. Okay. That, by the way, is the KCP&L building, the top of it. I have other pictures of it, but I was kind of close to it in 500 mils. Like, there's no real way to pull back and see that whole beautiful sippity top of the tower, but that's it. It's also really soft, this picture, so sorry about that. Alright, so here we are on Grand again. Waiting for her to walk into the shot, and I just missed it. Like, if she was right in between there and there, yeah, that'd have been fire. But oh well. Okay, the ambassador. I think I was liking the way the light was kind of coming off of that, so let's tweak that a bit. Let's go back to black and white. Pull the exposure up. Push the blacks down a bit. Shadows. The shadow slider here just changes the color of the blacks. It's not actually like making it less dark. It's just changing what dark is, I guess. So I'm going to change that a little bit. Like that, I think. I'll straighten this a touch. No, we won't. There we go. Do it manually since Lightroom's having a problem with it. And again, this is an X100 f-shot. You can tell because this building on the left side of the picture shouldn't be actively bending, but it's just because it's a wide lens, super wide, 23mm lens, so it's doing that shit. I can fix it with geometry, but I don't want to deal with that. Unless you want me to, let me know in the chat if you want me to deal with geometry. If you don't mess with that in Lightroom, I can show you real quick how it works, but right now I'm being lazy. Okay. Before, after, not much of a change, but I think the contrast works better in this version versus that version there. Looking at this photo now, though, it kind of sucks that I didn't... Maybe I did notice it, but this street, this sign right here is blocking all this wonderful light that's bouncing off the building to my left. I missed that because that sign's right there. Lesson learned. Alright, these two wonderful, cute people. I asked them if I could take their photo after I already took this photo, and they said no. I get it. Alright, Dave. Thanks for dropping in, man. Yeah, enjoy the new lens. I'm definitely enjoying it. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. And you too, Abs. I know you get Abs. Abby, I know you have some place to be, but I appreciate you stopping by and saying hello. It means a lot. Stop by again. I'll try to do these more often. At least that's the plan. I'm going to have to edit all these anyway. So, yeah, and hopefully I'll chat at you guys soon. You guys know who I am. I know who you guys are. We'll hook it up. So this is going to be... Back to the photos, this is going to be a kill. This is a story I'm not willing to tell right now. These two people were on something else. A lady that just walked in and this guy on his phone not looking at me anymore. We're together. Whatever. Alright, so we had light coming into this little walkway. So I wanted to try to capture that. 1108. Grand, I think it is what it is. It was a Middle Eastern eatery. Had a real cool vibe on the inside of it, but I didn't walk in, so that's that photo there. This lady passed me earlier at some point. I wanted to see if I could and work on keeping that focus. She was walking pretty quickly away from me, and at F8, that trumpet you just heard was a Dodge Challenger. Anyway, I got a shallow, I don't know what you call it, shape of depth that she can walk into for me to get a crisp shot, and so she was in it, so I took these. But keeping the camera still, and there we go, that's a better picture, but now she's in the shade, isn't she? I want to get the whole subject in the shot, not just ankles up. So of the sequence, these are the better pictures. And now that she's in the sunlight again, pow, that's my favorite of the sequence so far. Yeah, those are much better than these here. At least that's my opinion. That dress is badass, or the skirt, the colors are cool. I like it. Okay, this building here, this has a funky shape to it. It's just kind of held up by all these pillars, but I'm too close to really get a good photo of it. This is me trying to be sneaky, so I'm shooting from the hip. I think he's telling me to go fuck myself, which he should have. And he's behind the pillar the whole time? Is that me behind the pillar? Yeah, he's not even really even in focus. Shit. This is the place I got kicked out of earlier. This is the place I was in, and I was looking. I mean, just look at it. It's beautiful, right? Sorry, I keep adjusting my exposure here. This is an amazing spot, and you have this statue here, this artwork, this sculpture, and you got these fountains, and the artwork, or not the artwork, the architecture. You can't really see it from this shot, but the other side of these planters, they're angled in certain ways, and then the ceiling has these beams that are like etched into the concrete that are following it. I mean, it was really a really neat place, but apparently I wasn't allowed to be in there, so I had to get going. So, let's see. There's a lady writing in her journal again. Listening to an argument, I believe. That lady's waiting for her bus. This guy is quenching his thirst. Folks waiting for the bus. It's me practicing focus from quite a bit out. Oops. Alright. What's his hat say? Route 66. Okay. Let me say something. So this is me walking out of that place I got booted from. And again, sorry that things aren't in order. It's just the way this thing is. Alright. Those are my shoes. The Commerce Bank building. Straighten that guy up. This should work okay. Lots of light being reflected off of these buildings here, being cast down into the street, but nothing really of interest to shoot. I thought the front of the building itself looked cool. I thought I could get closer to it, but traffic kind of got weird. This one I thought there might be some interesting silhouettes, but not so much. See my thumb in every one of these photos. That's stupid. Some light playing off of that. Architecture here. Trying to see if any of these are redeemable. There's the Garrett Arcade, which this is the Garrett Arcade as well. This is just the other side of it. This building is pretty incredible as far as the motifs that are part of the architecture outside, exterior architecture. And this is some hotel that they're rehabbing or something. Me taking a photo from outside inside while they're working. I hoofed it. Out of focus, out of focus. So this is on my way back to the call, so we're getting toward the end here. On her phone. So I got judgy questions. She's not using her headphones. She apparently rather speak on the speakerphone. I'm not that person, and I definitely don't want to hear other people's conversations. I hate that shit. But whatever. It's me standing outside the barber shop while this guy was getting his cut. So that should make a cool photo. But it doesn't actually. Can't really see the guy getting his cut. That's stupid. What was this? Gargoyles? Oh, I couldn't tell what it was, so I was taking a shot at it to see if maybe later I could see it. I still can't tell what it is. This is me back at the city market. Oh, had a couple more 500mm shots over the city market. So I have this guy yanking this cable from out of the ground, just yanking the crap out of it. There you go. No idea what that is. I mean, I guess it's a fish. He's fishing something through, but like that didn't look easy at all. And the other side of this thing, I believe, was a whole block away. I mean, it was crazy. Whatever he was doing. I thought I got this guy on the scooter. Apparently, I missed him. Oh, maybe that whole sequence only 2 shots were in focus. Yep. That's how it is a lot of times. Not a keeper, not a keeper. Fidelity Trust National Bank from 30 feet below. These guys having a chit chat. Lady walking her pooches, like literally walking one of them. Waiting for the hard drive to catch up. Deleting all these too, so it's giving me issues. Alright. Move on, please. Another jet taking off. Missed it. Got this guy. And then I went to Blip for a coffee. And folks, that's it. Holy shit. That only took, how long did that take? We've been on this for 2 hours and 15 minutes, man. That's a long time to go through some photos, but we went through 760 of them. Let's see how many we're killing right off the bat. 169 that are going away. Cancel. 169. Oh, that also includes some photos from some other shit. But, like, yeah, about 100 photos. So I have a lot more cleaning to do, apparently. Remove. Yeah, I got a lot more cleaning to do. But that's quite a bit. Like, that only leaves, let's see, 1 through... That leaves what? Oh, yeah, a lot of cleaning. 580 photos. I only need 100. So I got some more cleaning to do. But I'm not going to do that now. I've been on for 2 hours, 16 minutes now. So, yeah, it's time to go do other things. Like go find a dude and watch that new What If that's coming out. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you hanging out. Again, my name is Keith. You can find my artwork at keith.one. That's keith.one. Find my stuff there. Follow me at keith.one on Instagram, Twitter, or just appreciate you if you like and subscribe to this. But I plan on doing this more often. I've been streaming on Twitch quite a bit, but that's not going anywhere, and I'm doing the YouTube Shorts thing, so I might as well just do this too. And besides doing photographs and doing editing and how-tos and such, I also have a bunch of Legos that I still need to put together, including the brand new reissue of Slave 1. I just got that, and I just got that new probe droid, and the attack shuttle from Bad Batch is on its way. So if you like Star Wars and Legos, we'd be doing that too. Anyway,